Good morning.
Good morning.
Try it again. Good morning. Welcome to Shannon and Lenny's wedding. As all of us are very happy that you could all make it. We're going to have a wonderful, wonderful day. I've had the dubious pleasure of singing at least one song at all of the Hervey weddings. I'm Shannon's dad. And so I'm sorry, but because of that tradition, you're going to have to put up with one more. Season I was a child, I spoke and I thought as a child, but then the seasons moved on, in such ways put aside. Though now we see through a glass, but then we shall see face to face. And now we abide faith and hope, the greatest is love. If I have not charity, if love does not
It's you, not the things you wear, not the way you do it, but it's you, the way you are right now, way down deep inside you, not the things that hide you, not your toys, they're just beside you. 'Cause it's you, every part of you, your skin, your eyes, your feelings, whether bold or nimble. Hope you will remember, even when you're feeling lame. It's you I like, it's you yourself, it's you. It's you I
Thank you, everyone. Thank you to Scott and Judy for their love and support of Shannon on this day. And thank you to Lindy and Mary for their love and support of Lenny on this day. Between these two couples, Scott and Judy here and Lindy and Mary here, we have well over 80 years of marriage combined. What courageous and beautiful models of partnership both Shannon and Lenny grew up with. Your support of their union is felt and known today. You may take your seats. All right, you two crazy kids, look around. Take a moment, wave. Welcome to your wedding. Before we get started with a really special progression of events that Shannon and Lenny have designed themselves, we're going to collectively bring ourselves into this moment. This is an invitation to each of you to tap into whatever feels important and meaningful, whether that be a short moment of meditation, bringing you into the present, or a silent prayer, or intention for the day. I invite you all to close your eyes and to be still in this moment. As everyone opens their eyes, I hope we all feel a deeper connection to this moment and to each other. Unfortunately, not everyone could gather today in person. Some family and friends have either gone on from this life or are too ill to travel. But their presence is still felt in the memories we carry with us and in the stories we tell. The recent wildfires and concerns about COVID have also kept some dear friends and family away. But Lenny and Shannon feel their support from afar. We'd like to take a moment to bring to mind family members or friends who can't be here for whatever reason. And let's imagine that they enter this space through love and memory. It is one of life's richest surprises when the fateful meeting of two individuals leads them to a common path toward an everlasting bond of love. I'll just project. Okay. While a marriage ceremony is brief, I got value. True marriage begins well before the efforts of marriage continue well beyond the ceremony's end. A brief moment in time and the stroke of a pen create the legal bond of marriage. But forging a durable and everlasting marriage will take a lifetime of love and compromise. It will take trust to know in your hearts that you truly want what's best for each other. It will take dedication to learn and grow together. For the Shannon and Lenny of today are making a promise to the Shannon and Lenny of 20, 30, 50 years from now. And it will take strength and patience to hold true to the journey you both pledged today. All of this involves a great deal of hope. Each person here has their hopes for you. And so I invite each person here, if you haven't done so already, please pick up a stone from the ground at this campsite and take a moment to pour your hopes for Shannon and Lenny's marriage into the stone in your palm. Now, before we get too much further into this ceremony, I want to relate some history. Shannon and Lenny share a great deal. They are both the youngest of 3 siblings. Both have an older brother and an older sister. Some might suggest they share impish or even obstinate qualities. Both Shannon and Lenny love books. They ascribe to curiosity and exploration as an ethic. They are recharged by the outdoors, love animals, and understand laughter to be as important a life source as water. During shelter in place, they built a library and a catio so that their pets can read. They think of snail mail as its own love language. They both do martial arts, met while playing softball, and have ridden bikes all over California. They both have a deep affinity for ice cream and regularly seek out new and some might say strange flavors. But when you ask friends and family about who Lenny and Shannon are, both individually and as a couple, it's likely you'll hear about their gentleness, their compassion and kindness, their willingness to go out of their way for other people, and also how wild they are about each other. For those of us who've experienced the novelty and excitement of new love, we know what it's like to succumb to that momentary madness, that vortex of elation. Scientists who study the chemistry of love have found that for people falling in love, there's actually a chemical response in the brain, not terribly dissimilar to the effect of some illicit drugs. There's even a scientific name for this experience called limerence. When Shannon thinks back to this very exciting time, she says that even in the midst of this positive overwhelm, she also felt an equal and perhaps opposite emotion of deep calm in Lenny's presence. In her words, Lenny felt like all the parts of me I wish I could lean into, and at the same time, so many parts of me I longed to grow into, and yet also someone completely, separately, uniquely Lenny. When Lenny thinks back to these earlier days of dating, they reflect on how Shannon's presence in the room or by their side felt like a miracle, something so unbelievably good and whole-making, something inexplicable in its magic. We are here to celebrate this connection, but we're also, and perhaps more importantly, here to support and celebrate their philosophy of partnership and their commitment to this vision. At the root of this vision is dedication to curiosity, collaboration, compassion, and presence. Poet and peace activist Thich Nhat Hanh says, if you love someone, the greatest gift you can give them is your presence. Presence requires great intention. especially in a world that teaches us to be busy, preoccupied, anxious. And presence requires an acceptance of what is, an acknowledgement that things change and circumstances shift. And all we can really do is choose to be present, to bear witness to the now. That's love. Lenny once wrote a note to Shannon that said, "You are the North Pole to my compass arrow." This metaphor truly shines when you understand that natural elements of gravity and magnetism pull that arrow in the direction of north to keep explorers from getting lost. Lenny was telling Shannon that they'd found their direction, that this pull felt right and natural, something both explainable by science and yet still somehow magic, like the North Pole. Over a year later, when Shannon was planning to propose, she had a compass made for Lenny. On the back of the compass, she had these words inscribed: "You, Lenny, are the North Pole to my compass arrow." And on the inside of the compass, Shannon wrote, "I wish for you to always go where you feel most alive. What we find changes who we become, and I can't wait to find each other again and again." Love is a constant letting go, an ever-present acknowledgement that the love right now is precious because it only exists right now. We could interpret this with some sadness. We can't ever hold on to the best moments. But we also have the power to embrace and celebrate this ephemerality, which makes each moment all the sweeter and ultimately encourages growth, exploration, and life to happen. Isn't it sweet that Lenny and Shannon get to fall in love with each other more than once? Shannon's inscription on that compass encapsulates their aspirational relationship philosophy. "I wish for you to always go where you feel most alive" is another way of saying, I understand that you are an individual separate from me. I celebrate that fact, and I support you on your individual journey. 2, what we find changes who we become is another way of saying, I understand you will change. I will change. We will change. And 3, I can't wait to find each other again and again is another way of saying, because I love you, I not only have the intention of searching for you, but I can't wait for the opportunity. I'm excited to do this life with you, whatever comes. Novelist Hilary T. Smith wrote, "People are like cities. We all have alleys and gardens and secret rooftops and places where daisies sprout between the sidewalk cracks. But most of the time, all we let each other see is a postcard glimpse of a skyline or a polished square. Love lets you find those hidden places in another person, even the ones they didn't know were there, even the ones they wouldn't have thought to call beautiful themselves." Lenny and Shannon are growing something beautiful, in part because they find each other's metaphorical cities to be deeply, magically, and genuinely interesting, and because at the root of their relationship is a dedication toward curiosity and continued exploration of each other and of their individual cities. We get to be part of this city landscape today in a special and unique way, because core values of this couple include the importance of family, community, and collaboration. They wanted their ceremony to reflect that by incorporating as many voices as possible. So I now invite those of you who are sharing a reading to come to the front.
From Sonnets from the Portuguese by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach, when feeling out of sight for the ends of being an ideal grace. I love thee to the level of every day's most quiet need, by sun and candlelight. I love thee freely as men strive for right. I love thee purely as they turn from praise. I love thee with the passion put to use in my old griefs and with my childhood's faith. I love thee with a love seemed to lose with my lost saints. I love thee with the breath, smiles, tears of all of my life.
All I really need to know, I learned in kindergarten. All I really need to know about how to live and what to do and how to be, I learned in kindergarten. Wisdom was not at the top of graduate school, but there in the sandpile of elementary school. These are the things I learned. Share everything. Play fair. Don't hit people. Put things back where you found them. Clean up your own mess. Don't take things that aren't yours. Say sorry when you hurt someone. Wash your hands before you eat. Flush. Warm cookies and cold milk are good for you. Live a balanced life. Learn some, and think some, and draw, and paint, and sing, and dance, and play, and work every day some. Take a nap every afternoon. And when you go out into the world, watch out for traffic. Hold hands and stick together. Be aware of wonder. Everything you need to know is in there somewhere. And it is still true, no matter how old you are, that when you go out into the world, it is best to hold hands and stick together.
A new beginning. Like the warmth of the morning sun, so do thoughts of you embrace me, revealing how alive I am. A glorious light of the new day, so is your presence in my life, relieving it of its shadow and making the start of a new beginning.
Now it's time for each of you to declare your intentions. You've asked some important people in your lives to help you do this part, so they can come up to the front now.
Lenny, I am Shannon's sister, and you are choosing Shannon to be your spouse. Will you love and respect Shannon? Will you be honest with Shannon? Will you stand by Shannon through whatever may come?
I will.
Shannon, I am one of Lenny's best friends, and you are choosing Lenny to be your spouse. Will you love and respect Lenny? Will you be honest with Lenny?
Will you stand by Lenny through whatever may come?
I will.
Lenny, I've known and loved Shannon for over 20 years. Do you promise to go on adventures with Shannon? Push Shannon to be their best self. Be proud of Shannon regardless of outcome, and grow old with Shannon, finding new reasons to love them every day.
I will.
Shannon, I'm one of Lenny's best friends. Do you promise to go on adventures with Lenny? Push Lenny to be their best self. Be proud of Lenny regardless of outcome. And grow old with Lenny, finding new reasons to love them every day.
I will.
Lenny and Shannon, I love you both. Do you promise to do the best you can to make the necessary adjustments in your personal lives in order that you may live in a harmonious relationship together?
We will.
And to everyone here, do you, the friends and families of Lenny and Shannon, give them your blessing this day, promising to support them through whatever life may bring to them as a married couple? If so, please respond, we do.
We do.
All right, and just to make this very, very official, do you, Shannon, take Lenny to be your wedded spouse, that you may live together as equal partners?
I do.
Do you, Lenny, take Shannon to be your wedded spouse, that you may live together as equal partners?
I do.
Before you share your vows, you've asked me to read a Buddhist prayer. Let us vow to bear witness to the wholeness of life, realizing the completeness of each and everything. Embracing our differences, I shall know myself as you, and you as myself. May we serve each other for all our days, here, there, and everywhere. Let us vow to open ourselves to the abundance of life. Freely giving and receiving, I shall care for you, for the trees and stars, as treasures of my very own. May we be grateful for all our days, here, there, and everywhere. Let us vow to forgive all hurt caused by ourselves and others, and to never condone hurtful ways. Being responsible for my actions, I shall free myself and you. Will you free me too? May we be kind for all our days, here, there, and everywhere. Let us vow to remember that all that appears will disappear. In the midst of uncertainty, I shall sow love. Here, now, I call to you. Let us live together the great peace that we are. May we give no fear for all our days, here, there, and everywhere. After today, Shannon and Lenny, your relationship might seem to be as it has always been, yet there is power in the spoken word. Your marriage begins with the vows and promises you speak to each other now.
After one of our very first conversations, long before we started dating, I said to my good friend Ian, I know this sounds ridiculous, but I think I might marry this person. Like any good friend, he responded with a laugh and an incredulous why.
Where are you?
Like How could you possibly know such a thing after a single conversation? After a moment of feeling silly, I said, because there's just something about Lenny that feels like home. Ugh. Every moment of our journey together has been a confirmation that you, Lenny, are home. You are home in the sense that you are the warmest, gentlest person I've ever known and place I've ever been. You are home in the sense that you inspire me to be exactly as I am. You have rooms to hold all the parts of me, even the parts I don't always have space for. Before I met you, I didn't know that a single day could feel so complete, that I didn't always have to be looking forward to tomorrow's or evaluating yesterday's. I didn't know that right here, right now, was always and continues to be enough. And that feels like a miracle. You feel like a miracle. And my heart breaks open every day from the sheer amount of gratitude I have that I get to be by your side. I intend to keep earning that spot. Lenny, your laugh and smile light up my whole being, and I pledge to meet your silliness with my own, to continue learning about what makes you smile, and to hold space for the times when smiling is harder to come by. Your earnest curiosity and creative mind remind me that there's more than one way to think about most things in this life. And so I vow to explore with you, to approach places, ideas, people, and even heartache with curiosity and creativity. Your dedication to growth and learning inspire me to think capaciously about what's possible in this life. I vow to be responsible for my own growth so that I can continue to show up as the best version of myself for you and for us. I know I won't always get it right, but I vow to approach you and this partnership with intention and respect, to listen eagerly, to act mindfully, to love you the best that I can, and to learn better every day how to make you feel that love. Lenny, you are my partner, my collaborator, my favorite ice cream companion, and my home. I vow to treasure you, to love you, to learn and grow with you, and to hold your beautiful, shining heart with great care and love. Thank you, thank you, thank you for giving me this most phenomenal gift of your love.
Shannon, it's impossible to put into words the embrace you have on my heart. What we have feels magical, something I couldn't have imagined and thought was impossible before it was here. I've heard it said, all you have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to you. I decided to spend the rest of my life with you. We are embarking on a quest together, to be family, to fill our home with love, to be there for one another through thick and thin. As we begin our life together in front of those who we are closest to, I solemnly swear to make you smile and laugh every day, because your smiling eyes and the dimple on your right cheek make my heart melt, and I relish seeing how joy lights you up. To continue our quest to find the tastiest food, because we both delight in sharing yummy meals, and I want to keep trading curated bites that we know will charm the other person. To be the one that removes spiders from our home, because I know you can't stand them, and I can be your white knight in a small way. To chase sunsets and travel to awe-inspiring places, because this world is so beautiful and is made even more wondrous when we're together. To be your teammate, because we'll show up for each other, communicate, and bring our unique skills to the table. Teammates who will cooperate, explore, and grow together. and work towards shared goals, and sometimes give each other butt pats. It's true. To donate my shoulder as a tissue and my sympathetic ear on hard days, because we're going to experience heavy times, and I'm here for you. To keep showing you compassion and thoughtfulness, because you show me so much acceptance, especially when I'm feeling like my mind and the world are hard places. To encourage your dreams, because I want to help you realize your dreams, and because I believe in you. To be present with you. Although it's impossible to always be in the moment and feel connected, I am devoted to truly experiencing this lifetime with you. I want to work with you and find our ways back to each other when we get lost. You are my North Pole. I make these vows today, but I am committed to enacting them every day. To wrap up, I'd like to read an excerpt of a Mary Oliver poem that is one of Shannon's favorites. Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? Shannon, with my one and wild precious life, I choose to stand by your side. I love you, and you are my family.
Shannon and Lenny have publicly declared their dedication to each other and their relationship. To solidify these pledges, they will exchange rings. Before they place the rings on each other's hands, they want to charge these symbols with your love and support. To this end, Shannon and Lenny ask that each of you hold the rock you have in your hand and think about their life to come. Cheryl and Barb will come collect these stones. And as they do, imagine imbuing your pebble with one important message of love or support for their union. As we take a moment with these rocks, I invite Anwin to bring water from the lake. These still warm pebbles are the incarnation of the support of each person gathered here today. These stones draw from the groundedness, stability, potential, and stillness of the earth. As we pour them into the bowl, the sound of their falling will remind Lenny and Shannon of the affirmations each of you have dedicated to them. Now, we pour water over the pebbles. Water is often representative of life, motion, depth, and understanding. Water is believed to contain knowledge of the infinite unknown and is symbolic of renewal and transformation. Its power of transition from liquid to solid and vapor also make it special and a symbol of metamorphosis. So we wash these rings today with water to symbolize this transition in Lenny and Shannon's life together. They embrace the commitment they are making in the face of the infinite unknown and with the support of their loved ones. Shannon, will you offer Lenny your ring?
I offer you this ring with a loving and devoted heart. Wear it and think of this day and all the promises I've made to you and to us.
And Lenny, will you offer Shannon your ring?
Shannon, take this ring as a momentum of my love.
Remember, know that I love you.
Shannon and Lenny have decided to close with a unity ritual befitting two people with Celtic heritage, a hand fasting ceremony, which is part of a traditional Celtic ceremony, though different hand fasting ceremonies exist in many cultures around the world. Thus the colloquialism, tying the knot. Allison. Shannon and Lenny, please join your hands. I see you. Because your lives have crossed in this life, you have formed ties between each other. As you enter this state of matrimony, you should strive to make real the ideals which give meaning to this ceremony and the intentions you have for your lives together. With full awareness, know that within this circle, you are not only declaring your intent to be hand-fasted before your friends and family, but you speak that intent also to the universe. Do you still seek to enter this ceremony?
Yes. Yes.
In times past, it was believed that the human soul shared characteristics with the divine. It is in this belief which assigned virtues to the cardinal directions, east, south, west, and north. Blessed be this union with the gifts of the East. Communication of the heart, mind, and body. Fresh beginnings with the risings of each sun. The knowledge of growth we find in sharing silence. Blessed be this union with the gifts of the South. Warmth of hearth and home. The heat of the heart's passion. The light created by both to lighten the darkest of times. Blessed be this union with the gifts of the West, the deep commitments of the lake, the swift excitement of the river, the refreshing cleansing of the rain, the all-encompassing passion of the sea. Blessed be this union with gifts from the North, firm foundation on which to build, fertility of the fields to enrich your lives, a stable home to which you may always return. Each of these blessings from the four cardinal directions emphasize those things which will help you build a happy and successful union. Communication, heart, commitment, and foundation. I bid you look into each other's eyes. Shannon, will you cause Lenny pain or anger?
I may.
Is that your intent?
No.
Lenny, will you cause Shannon pain or anger?
I may.
Is that your intent?
No.
Will you both hold space for anger and hurt feelings in the other and in yourselves, using these moments of disconnect to temper the strength of this union?
Yes.
Yes.
And so the first binding is made. Lenny, will you share Shannon's laughter and dreams?
Yes.
Shannon, will you share Lenny's laughter and dreams?
Yes.
Will both of you look for the brightness in life and for opportunities to be fully present with each other?
Yes.
Yes. You got it.
And so the second binding is made. Shannon, will you burden Lenny?
I may.
Is that your intent?
No.
Cool. Lenny, will you burden Shannon?
I may.
Is that your intent?
No.
Awesome. Will you both share the burdens of each other so that your spirits may grow in this union?
Yes.
And so the third binding is made. Lenny, will you honor this relationship with love, veracity, and attention? Will you honor Shannon?
Yes.
Shannon, will you honor this relationship with love, veracity, and attention? Will you honor Lenny?
Yes.
Will both of you seek to never give cause to break that honor?
We shall never do so.
We shall never do so. That would go back to
And so the fourth binding is made. The knots of this binding are not formed by these cords, but instead by your vows. Either of you may now drop the cord, for as always you hold in your hands the making or breaking of this union. By the power vested in me, I now pronounce you spouses for life. All right, did you get a good picture without me in it? Yeah? Okay. All right. Good show, everybody. I think we all did a great job. If you are family, or if you've been asked to stay behind for pictures, please do so. Otherwise, we will see you at the reception site at 2. Congratulations!
Okay, just one way.